Louisville, Kentucky, incompletion, completion for -6 yards and an intentional grounding penalty were the result of Tate Rodemaker's first 3 dropbacks before the Florida State quarterback threw a woeful interception on his 4th. What appeared to be the beginning of yet another rocky performance from Rodemaker initially raised questions about whether true freshman quarterback and former 4-star recruit AJ Duffy should receive a look. Turning to Duffy probably would have made sense. A sample size of 2+ seasons served as proof that Florida State could not win without Jordan Travis, and that Rodemaker hardly inspired confidence as his replacement in critical situations. How Rodemaker quickly bounced back and finally changed that narrative might be the biggest indicator to date of this program's promising outlook under third-year head coach Mike Norvell. More from FSU versus Louisville. Game recap. Florida State defeats Louisville after Kevin Knowles II's pick and final-minute takeaways from FSU versus Louisville. Florida State football. Tate Rodemaker. Johnny Wilson leads Seminoles to victory over Louisville. 5 takeaways. It's Tate's game. Rodemaker steps in for injured Jordan Travis versus Cardinals. Rodemaker finished 6 of 10 for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns with an interception before FSU, 3-0, 1-0 ACC, completed its dramatic 35-31 win at Louisville. 1-2, 0-2 ACC, in front of 46,459 fans at Cardinal Stadium on Friday. "I knew we could win with Tate," Norvell said. "I've seen it in practice. I've seen so much investment in being prepared for the moment. He got put in a challenging situation on the road. But he just went out there and responded in the second half. It is just an incredible example of what this team is built on, an incredible example that Rodemaker's teammates also personified." The Seminoles had every reason to lose to the Cardinals for a 3rd straight season. But they accomplished more with less, showing the resiliency Norvell pegged as this team's identity near the end of preseason camp. FSU entered this game without star defensive tackle Fabien Lovett, who suffered an apparent right leg injury against LSU. Then Travis, left tackle Robert Scott Jr. and defensive end Jared Verse were among players to permanently leave the Louisville game with injuries. Despite losing 4 of their most important players, the Seminoles improved to 3-0 for the first time since 2015. "This team has really grown since I first got here," said Rodemaker, who arrived at FSU in the 2020 recruiting class. "We used to back down when adversity hit. When adversity hits now, we all clap it up, come together as a team, go out there and be confident." The progression since Rodemaker's arrival has been noticeable. In 2020, Norvell's first season, the Seminoles suffered 5 losses by at least 16 points. They only dropped 1 game by 16+ points last season, and 4 of their 7 losses were one-possession defeats. Heading into this season, the logical next step involved FSU winning more of those coin flip games. How well the Seminoles have done mining the transfer portal continues to play a major role in their improvement. And it factors into why they now have better depth at most positions, which gives them more insurance when injuries occur. Overall, FSU defeating Louisville without Travis should be considered Norvell's best accomplishment since joining the program. Since 2020, the Seminoles had been 9-6 when Travis started at quarterback. They were 1-7 when he didn't. That one win also came after Travis replaced Rodemaker and helped FSU overcome a 14-0 deficit against Jacksonville State in 2020. "I'm just so proud of the players and our coaches," Norvell said. "It was just a special night. That's one that I will remember forever. Because there was an incredible atmosphere that you're having to play in, and a lot of adversity showed up. We talked about that heart, we talked about the identity. And the identity of Florida State football showed up tonight on the national stage. So I'm just proud of our team." Closer look at FSU versus Boston College, Florida State football. Kickoff time and TV for September 24th against Boston College announced Turning Tate Rodemaker loose. Norvell easily could have used Rodemaker as a game manager of sorts after his poor start. FSU looked to be executing that plan on its first possession of the second half. Rodemaker put together a 10-play, 75-yard touchdown drive that included 8 runs, including a 15-yard rushing score from running back Lawrance Toafili. It's clear, though, that Rodemaker earned enough confidence from the Seminole coaching staff after that possession, especially after he converted a critical 3rd and 9, which involved him evading pressure and running down the right sideline for a 10-yard gain. Once the Seminoles turned Rodemaker loose, he took advantage. Rodemaker connected the most with wide receiver Johnny Wilson, who finished with 7 catches for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tate came in, and it didn't faze any one of us, Wilson said. I knew we could win it with Tate. Just tried to make sure everyone stayed locked in and doing their job early in the 4th quarter. Rodemaker took a 4-yard sack while Scott went down with an injury. On the next 2 plays, Rodemaker completed a 69-yard strike and a 10-yard touchdown pass to Wilson, respectively. Tate can absolutely spin the ball, Norvell said. We've known that. He's shown that time over time. In his preparation, things that we added in the game plan that he was able to go on and execute, even some of the checks and things that we were able to put in. He got out there and just did what he did in practice, and once you connect on the deep ball to Johnny, it probably puts you in a lot more comfortable situations. He just continued to be our quarterback for that game and brought us back to clicking more on Jordan Travis. Florida State QB Jordan Travis pokes fun at LSU with new Tiger King shirt. FSU leaves Louisville with significant concerns. FSU may have simultaneously notched a program-defining win while having its chances for a special season ruined. Losing some or all of Travis, Verse, Scott, Lovett and defensive tackle Malcolm Reed for an extended period of time would be a brutal blow to the Seminoles. Norvell declined to disclose specifics regarding their injury status. All of them, joked Norvell about how many of his players will need to have their injuries evaluated. We'll get back, we will see where everybody is at and we will go from there. I promise you, our team, they will get up. They will fight through everything that they can do. The guys who couldn't finish the game, I promise they will do everything they can do to be available next week. And if not then as quick as possible. Because they are going to put in work. The special teams unit continues to be a glaring problem that needs to be addressed. Kicker Ryan Fitzgerald badly missed field goals of 37 and 36 yards. Punter Alex Mastromano shanked a punt for 24 yards during the 2nd quarter. The defense forced 3 turnovers but yielded 495 total yards. Louisville quarterback Malik Cunningham completed 21 of 34 passes for 243 yards and a touchdown with an interception while turning 17 carries into 124 yards and a score. That is a very talented offense, Norvell said. Malik Cunningham is a special player. Those running backs ran hard. Those receivers made plays. There were some plays that they had. But ultimately, we created some takeaways. And that was something we knew was going to be big in this game. They were going to make some plays. But ultimately, if we could make those explosives of being able to get the ball back. How about the 4th down stop in the sequence before the second-to-last drive? Those moments, the guys just rose up. I am just so proud of them. I thought our defense really played hard. And at the end of the day, when the defense was on the field and they needed a stop, they went and got that stop. FSU returns to Doak Campbell Stadium for another ACC game against Boston College, 0-2, 0-1 ACC, at 8 p.m. Saturday. No one covers the Noles like the Tallahassee Democrat. This article originally appeared on Tallahassee Democrat. FSU football, Seminole coach Mike Norvell impresses in win over Louisville.